Hello and welcome to the Year 7 curriculum evening delivered by the English department. My name is Miss Salau and I'm the head of English, and I'm going to talk to you briefly about what the Year 7 curriculum looks like at Bonds. So first of all, your son will be introduced to our assessment objectives. We have 7 assessment objectives and ultimately they mirror the GCSE curriculum in Year 10 and Year 11. So we have AO1, AO2 and AO3, and those are our reading objectives, and then AO4 and AO5, our writing objectives, and then lastly we have AO7, which is our spoken language objective. It is really important to us that we develop your son's oracy skills, and there will be several opportunities throughout the school year for him to develop his spoken language. In the first term, we start off with our transition unit, which is the short stories unit, and we will focus on a number of narratives that students are familiar with, possibly from Key Stage 2, but then also more challenging narratives, asking them to consider structure, considering how a writer uses a number of methods to create meaning, and ultimately preparing them to create their own piece of creative writing. We then move on to rhetoric and persuasion in autumn term part 2, and then as you can see we'll do Shakespeare's Macbeth. We do a travel, adventure and quest unit, which means students get the opportunity to read a range of fiction and non-fiction travel texts and also some classical mythology. And then in the summer is where we have a discrete unit for poetry and focus on our novel, which at the moment is My Sister Lives on a Mantelpiece. We encourage students to read widely throughout Year 7. They will have the opportunity to do so in school, but we really encourage them to make sure they come to school with a reader, and it will be a requirement for their lesson for them to have something that they are reading independently. We do have a book list on our department's website, and students are encouraged to use that if they want to direct their reading. Each week, your son will be involved in creating some kind of extended writing, and that can include creative writing for fiction, non-fiction, along with more analytical essays. You also will have a time in the week, or your son will have a time in the week, which will be dedicated solely to developing his independent reading. And ultimately, our desire is to see him improve his vocabulary, increase it, but also his ability to be a critical thinker. It is a really, really, really important part of the school life, and that is making sure that your son is completing independent study. Now, we will set your son weekly homework. Sometimes this homework will be expected to be due in that week. Sometimes it can be 2 weeks, but we will ensure that the homework stretches him. There will be adequate support, but also it's an opportunity for him to actually see if he can use those skills that he's learning in school independently. So please do make sure you are checking Show My Homework, and your son's lessons will be uploaded to Google Classroom so he can use it as a point of reference for revision. If you do have any other questions about the Year 7 curriculum, or just would like to ask some more questions about the text we study, please feel free to email me at w.salau@stbonds.org, or Miss Matthews, our Assistant Curriculum Leader in charge of Key Stage 3 in English, tmatthews@stbonds.org. We're very excited to have your son with us, and we look forward to seeing him flourish. Thank you.